Did you know that Valak, often depicted as a terrifying demon nun, is actually a real entity mentioned in ancient occult texts? This spine-chilling fact traces Valak's origins back to realms beyond our understanding. So, do you believe in supernatural encounters? Particularly, ones involving a demonic nun named Valak? Valak, as we know her today, is more than just a character from a horror movie. This demonic figure, often portrayed as a nun in popular culture, has a history that predates her cinematic debut. The origins of Valak date back to ancient texts, where she is described as a great president of hell, commanding legions of demons. Her portrayal as a nun is a modern interpretation, adding an element of sacrilege and terror to her character. The stories surrounding Valak speak of her power to manipulate, deceive, and instill fear. She is said to have the ability to control serpents, a symbolism often associated with evil and treachery. She is not confined to the screen. There are tales of encounters with Valak that send chills down one's spine, making her presence a dreadful reality for the believers. It's clear that Valak is a force to be reckoned with, but what if you found yourself face to face with this demon? Escaping from Valak is no easy task. The challenge is immense, the stakes higher than you can ever imagine. You see, Valak is not your everyday mischief maker or the stuff of common nightmares. She is a demon of a different caliber, a supernatural being that thrives on fear and chaos. When you encounter Valak, you're not just up against a terrifying visage. You're going toe-to-toe with an entity that's been around for centuries. A demon that has seen the rise and fall of empires, the birth and death of civilizations. She's not just a specter, she's a history lesson in horror. Now you might be asking, what makes an encounter with Valak so dangerous? Well, it's not just her frightful appearance, although that certainly doesn't help. No, the real danger lies in her powers, in her ability to manipulate, to deceive, to instill fear. She can make you see things that aren't there, hear sounds that don't exist, feel a dread that's as deep as it is debilitating. And once she's inside your head, well, let's just say it's not a place you'd want to be. But perhaps the most terrifying thing about Valak is her relentlessness. She doesn't tire, doesn't rest, doesn't give up. If she's after you, she's after you, and there's nothing you can do that will deter her. She's like a dog with a bone, only the bone is your sanity, and the dog is a demon nun from the depths of hell. So what happens if you encounter Valak? What are the consequences? Well, it's hard to say for sure, as tales of encounters with Valak are few and far between, and those who have lived to tell the tale are forever changed. But one thing is certain, an encounter with Valak is not something you walk away from unscathed. It leaves its mark on you, a mark that's as much mental as it is physical. But don't worry, there are ways to evade this demon. Let's delve into them. When dealing with Valak, knowledge and preparation are key. One of the most effective strategies for evading Valak, or any supernatural entity for that matter, is the use of holy objects. It's a common thread in many cultures and religions that beings of a darker nature are repelled by items of sanctity. Crucifixes, holy water, blessed items, or even places of worship can provide a barrier against the encroaching darkness. It's not just about wielding these items, but also about the belief that fuels their power. So, if you find yourself in a situation where you're up against Valak, a strong faith and a pocket full of holy water could be your saving grace. Next, recitation of prayers or religious verses can also be a powerful tool. The power of words is a concept that transcends cultures and belief systems. Words can comfort, heal, and protect. In the face of Valak, reciting a prayer can serve as a shield, a beacon of light in the face of darkness. It's not just about the words themselves, but the faith and belief behind them. Remember, Valak feeds off fear and doubt. By standing firm in your faith, you can create a barrier that Valak will struggle to penetrate. Another method to evade Valak is to refuse to engage. Entities like Valak often require an invitation, a willingness to engage, to truly make their presence felt. By ignoring the entity, refusing to show fear, and not giving it the attention it craves, you might be able to lessen its impact. It's like denying a fire the oxygen it needs to burn. However, this is easier said than done, especially when you're facing down a demon nun. Lastly, the power of positive thinking and visualization can also be a potent weapon. Visualize a protective barrier around you. Imagine a light that repels the darkness. Again, The power here lies in belief. If you can convince yourself of your safety, it can help to dispel the fear that Valak thrives on. However, it's important to remember that these are merely strategies, not guarantees. No one can predict how Valak or any supernatural entity will react or respond. It's a game of cat and mouse, a dance with the unknown. But by arming yourself with knowledge and faith, you could increase your chances of evading a chilling encounter. These strategies could be the difference between a close call and a chilling encounter. Imagine finding yourself in a dark, deserted church, only to realize you're not alone. In the chilling silence, you hear a faint whisper that sends shivers down your spine. As you turn, you catch a glimpse of a figure draped in a nun's habit, her face obscured, save for two piercing, malevolent eyes. It's Valak, the demon nun. Your heart pounds as the figure advances, the air growing colder with every step she takes. But you remember what we've discussed, and you're not going down without a fight. You reach into your pocket and pull out a crucifix, holding it out towards Valak. The figure recoils, her hisses echoing through the church. But she's not backing down, and neither are you. You start reciting the Lord's Prayer, your voice shaking but resolute. The figure cringes at your words, but she's still advancing, her eyes never leaving yours. It's a terrifying standoff, a battle of wills. But you keep going, your recitation growing louder, your grip on the crucifix tighter. Suddenly, a beam of moonlight breaks through the church's stained glass window, falling directly onto the crucifix. The figure shrieks, her form seeming to dissolve in the light. You keep reciting, keep holding on, until all that's left is the echo of her screams. As the silence descends once again, you find yourself alone in the church. The figure of Valak is gone, vanished as if she was never there. You're shaking, your heart racing, but you're safe. You've faced Valak and lived to tell the tale. That was a close call, wasn't it? But it shows how important it is to be prepared. You never know when you might find yourself face to face with the supernatural. But with the right knowledge and tools, you can stand your ground, just like in our story. So remember, always be prepared, because you never know what lurks in the shadows. It's clear that an encounter with Valak is something you'd want to avoid. As we've discussed, this demon nun is not something to be taken lightly. The legend of Valak paints a chilling portrait of a supernatural entity that is both cunning and relentless. The challenge of escaping Valak is daunting, but not insurmountable. The strategies we've laid out, such as wielding holy objects and reciting prayers, could be your lifeline in such a paranormal confrontation. But remember, these are not foolproof guarantees. They are tools to increase your odds of survival. The importance of preparation cannot be overstressed. Just as you would prepare for a natural disaster, so too should you be ready for supernatural threats. This isn't about nurturing fear, but about empowering yourself with knowledge and strategies. Remember, knowledge is power, especially when it comes to dealing with entities like Valak. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about the supernatural, be sure to check out our other content. Dive deeper into the paranormal with us. There's no end to the mysteries we can explore together. Don't forget to share your own spooky stories in the comments. Stay safe and stay spooky, friends.